Being a mom is all about giving everything you have to your new baby, including, quite literally, your body and everything you put into it. And while providing for your child is one of life's greatest joys, there are so many reasons why it's important that new moms find time to take care of themselves as well. I'm Jenny Nichols, owner and operator from Baby Boot Camp San Diego, and today we're talking all about one of the most important things new mothers can do, getting their bodies back in shape.
Faster than a speeding toddler.
Sit still for just a minute.
Can soothe boo-boos with a gentle kiss.
Would you get down from there?
Able to clean poopy bottoms in a single swipe.
Oh, what did you eat?
Turning frazzled mommies and daddies into procreators of peace and harmony.
Ah, quit touching me.
It's Parent Savers, empowering new parents everywhere.
Welcome once again, everybody, to Parent Savers, broadcasting from the Birth Education Center of San Diego. Parent Savers is your weekly online on-the-go support group for parents of newborns, infants, and toddlers. I'm your host, John O'Reilly. Thanks again to all of our loyal listeners who have joined the Parent Savers Club. Our members get all of our archived episodes, bonus content after each new show, plus special giveaways and discount. You can subscribe to our monthly Parent Savers newsletter, too, for free, and you have a chance in that newsletter to win a membership to our club each month. Another way for you to stay connected is by downloading our free Parent Savers app. It's available in the Android and iTunes marketplace, and that will give you notifications whenever we have a new episode every Wednesday, and then you can listen to it doing whatever you're doing. So as you all know, my name's Johnner. I have 3 boys, Quinner, who is 6, Whitaker, who is 4, and Zyler, who at the time this is released will have just turned 2. So happy birthday to Zyler in this episode. And so I'm joined by a couple panelists in the room as well as one on the phone in addition to Jenny. So we'll go around the room and tell a little bit about ourselves before we dive into the conversation. Sunny?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Sunny Galt. I am the host and producer of Parent Savers' sister show, Preggy Pals, which is all about pregnancy. I myself am pregnant once again with baby number 3. My husband and I have 2 little boys at home, Sayer, who is about to turn 3 in July, and Urban, who has just turned 1.
And I'm Lori Babb. I'm a local small business owner and a mother of 2 young boys, 2.5 and 5, Lorenzo and Marcelo.
And we've got Erica on the phone. Erica?
I'm Erica. I'm a mom of 4. Sibylla is 5. Vasily is 4. Liev is 2. And Kieran is 8 months.
Yahtzee.
I love all of the unusual names on this show.
Yeah.
You guys, we did a good job.
That's what I was thinking.
Those are great. Yeah.
Pass the playground test, all of us.
Nice. All right, and then Jenny, how about you?
I have 2 boys. Boys are popular in this room. Connor is 2.5. He'll be 3 in October. And Callan is 4 months old.
Nice.
See?
Good job naming everybody. Before we start today's show, we talk from time to time on these shows about topics that are in the news. And so today I want to talk about a recent announcement about a new minivan that Honda announced with a built-in vacuum. According to U.S. News & World Report, next year's Honda Odyssey minivan will include a Honda vac, and it was a feature that was suggested by the 10-year-old daughter of one of the company's engineers. So what it is, the vacuum is built into the driver's side wall of the rear cargo area, and then it includes a hose that's long enough to reach every part of the minivan and a shoebox receptacle within it. So it's a built-in vacuum. So, right, brilliant idea, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool that the 10-year-old daughter came up with it too. But yeah, what do you guys think about this idea? Would you guys use it? Does it make you consider getting that minivan?
Wow. Yeah. If I were in the market for a car, definitely I would want a vacuum.
I would love to have a vacuum. I will not get a minivan.
You're not a minivan.
Even like something cool, like, is there anything they could put in it that would make you want to get a minivan?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I used to be in your shoes, and I haven't crossed over to the dark side yet, but I've got one foot in the dark side.
Yeah.
I am. In fact, we're planning to purchase a Honda Odyssey, which I find very unusual that this article came out, and I'm like, I'm in the market for a Honda Odyssey. I am absolutely in love with this idea. My little boys love to bring snacks in the car, and before I know it, the place is just a mess, you know? They need to build something like a mini sink or something in there, too, to clean off the seats.
That's an incredible idea.
Yeah, they do need like some water. But yeah, I want a minivan, and I think that's totally cool. But I think the other thing is that the kids would actually probably totally use it, too.
Right.
Like, our kids love helping vacuum the car, so this would even make it that much easier.
Kids love to help, so that would be perfect. And I was an SUV driver in swore I would never get a minivan, and now that I have a minivan, I won't go back.
Yeah, I know. I'm in your
Yeah.
boat too, Erica. I swore it off too, and we have a Ford Escape right now. But we're really big Honda fans. We have a Honda Civic, and we've had multiple Honda Civics. So this is why the Odyssey came up for us.
Yeah, I think it's great how it's so convenient because, my wife will, be a little bit uncomfortable with how much food stuff is in the car. But then if all of a sudden, like, we had to go pick up her mom to go somewhere, total freak out mode. So be able to just fire up the vacuum.
And in the car seats, the amount of raisins and
so
goldfish I found in the car seat yesterday afternoon, I was like, this is disgusting.
It's
and my
really
son's
bad.
like snacking on it, and it's probably been there for 3 months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had to give a kid a ride home for practice, and he's like, "Can I sit in a different seat? There's some crumbs in there."
No
and I
way!
was like, "Oh man."
Oh,
So-
that's awesome. That's when you
totally
give
did
him
this.
the vacuum.
Exactly. We'll give you a ride home if you use this.
Brilliant idea for the Honda Odyssey. Now we're going to jump into today's topic, which is getting back your body after baby. It's one that probably every new and new again mom is concerned with. Although I do want to get this out of the way early for my wife, for all you moms out there listening. We love you how you are. We love your bodies how you are. You guys look great to us. But I also know that a woman and a mom's own self-image and feeling about how she is presenting herself is super important in her self-esteem. So it's an important topic, but it's not coming from the dads. So you know.
Disclaimer off the top of the show.
To help everyone out there. But so we're so happy to have Jenny Nichols, the owner of Baby Boot Camp San Diego, with us today. So welcome, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right. So it may seem kind of obvious, but let's just start from a very general perspective and talk about all the crazy things that are happening to a mom's body right after birth.
Okay. Well, you're putting on weight quicker than
Right.
anyone would. Somebody who just in the normal course of their life who gains weight, it's at a much slower pace than 10-month period. So your body is subjected to that much stress in a short period of time by the weight gain. Also, relaxin is a hormone in your body that's loosening your ligaments and everything. So your joints are a little more, everything's a little wobbly, and your center of gravity is changed. So you can lose balance, your balance can be affected. So there's just a lot.
Yeah, it's really intense
Yeah.
with all the things the babies are going through. And what about like some of the muscles specifically? Like muscles are kind of separating and
Your abs, your abdominals are affected. Every other muscle group is pretty much the same.
But it's the
your
abdominal
abs,
muscles.
and then you obviously can get lower back stress just from the added weight gain, all in front, depending on how you carry. So, and then of course, without, if you're not getting proper nutrition or you're not drinking enough water, then your body is being taxed by, loss of nutrients or, just being sapped of energy.
Do you know how much weight women typically gain during pregnancy? I feel like I've heard numbers that are kind of all over the place.
They recommend 25 to 35 pounds.
Okay. And that's counting the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's total. I feel like what you see out there is probably between 40 and 55 is more common.
And it can change from baby to baby. Even with that's what happened with my wife. She was pretty small with the first and the third, and I can say it now. She was gigantic with our second. Like it was huge. And it wasn't that she was fat, but the way that the baby was being carried was just huge. So she gained more weight there. Not that she gained any more weight on her body, but there were different stresses that were happening on her body. So
Right.
it changes from baby to baby. But yeah, like 25 to 30 pounds is what I had heard too.
Yeah, I think 25 is, unless you're a really small frame, that's hard. I would say to keep it at 25 pounds or less is probably pretty hard. You have to work to keep it under that.
Well, so then why is it so important once the baby's born to, should your target be to get it back to where you were before? What's the importance of getting it back in shape, and what kind of should a mom's targets maybe be?
Well, you think it took you 10 months to put that weight on. So I think one thing a lot of women don't do is give themselves a break in terms of they expect to have dropped the weight within 6 weeks. That's kind of unrealistic if you think about how long it took you to put the weight on. You want to lose the weight, one, just so you feel good about yourself and so you're healthy again. But two, so you can carry the baby and be mobile and,
Do you have this expectation that you're trying to get your body back to exactly how it was before?
Yeah, I think everyone. Yeah, you definitely strive to Although I know I can attest to myself and a lot of friends, it's like you think, okay, maybe even 2 pounds less than where I was pre-baby.
Really?
Or, yeah, like, oh, I've only got 5 more to go, but maybe I'll try to lose a couple more on top of that. So,
Lori, did you feel kind of pressure to get back to...
The first one I did,
Yeah.
because I was just, it was so foreign to be like a mom and everything. I wanted like to go, that felt like a way to get back to something I was familiar with,
Yeah.
like in my life, because everything had changed in my life, almost. And the second baby, no, not at all. I just wanted sleep and, you know, to make sure I was taking care of my kids, right? Like my body was so secondary for me. And
Yeah.
I still haven't even gotten back to it yet. And he's like 2.5. But the first one, yeah, like right away, I was doing well, not right away, but, like as soon as I could, maybe like a couple
Got it.
months in.
But it's something that you kind of want to do maybe, or is it kind of like, do you wish that your body was back in certain shape?
Now I do. Sure, I do.
Yeah.
I would feel better,
Yeah.
because I was a yoga teacher for many years, and I was always every day. But now, once I had kids, my whole life changed. So,
Erica, what about you? So you've had 4 kids, and they're all pretty young.
Yeah.
So how's your body kind of gone?
After the first one, the second one came too fast. I didn't lose any of my baby weight. So in between the second and the third, I dropped all kinds of weight. I got back in shape and then got pregnant again.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a byproduct of getting back in shape, too. Yeah. So when is it okay, though, for moms to start exercising again?
6 weeks if you've had a normal vaginal delivery,
Yeah.
and 8 weeks after C-section.
Okay.
That's when you get clearance from your doctor. But I think it's also dependent on your fitness level throughout your pregnancy. Obviously I put myself in a different category because I am the owner of Baby Boot Camp, and fitness has always been a passion and focus of mine, and maybe borderline obsession sometimes. I felt comfortable exercising before I got doctor's clearance, but I also knew what I could and couldn't do. So I actually started doing some stuff before I got doctor's clearance. But then once at my 6-week checkup, I was good to go. I was like, all right, I'm going for a run. So but you have to listen to your body as well. You can start exercising at 6 weeks, but that doesn't mean you can start doing certain things. You still have to be careful about jumping certain ab exercises, putting up a lot of weight, because your body is still producing the relaxin, so you still have to be really careful of your joints.
Got it. Do you guys think, and I'll open this kind of to the group, that there's more pressures from yourself to get back in shape? Do you feel it from other women?
Definitely self for me.
Yeah, is that?
yeah, self.
And Erica too?
Yeah, self for me, yeah.
See, I find that really interesting because I think that, as, humans and women with our body images, we're feeling external pressures, but a lot of the, the motivation to get back in shape, and it has to come from internal. Mm-hmm. But, I don't think that like any of us would look at a woman after giving birth, even 1 year down the road, maybe my mother-in-law or grandmother-in-law would, and say like, oh my God, she's so fat and hasn't like lost that weight. I mean, maybe it's happening subconsciously, but a lot of it's coming from inside, right? Is that what you see with people who are taking your classes, the internal motivation? Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's everyone that comes, it's striving for themselves. I want to fit into these jeans. I want to be able to do this. So it's not, and so, I mean, I have had some clients who have been asked if they are pregnant again,
right? And maybe
they're not. So that's been an external an external source of motivation for them.
Maybe it's time to do something. What about breastfeeding moms? Then we're talking about exercising pretty early. Are there exercise concerns for moms that are breastfeeding that you know of?
Nope. Just you have to make sure that you are taking in enough calories, because when you're breastfeeding, you have to increase your caloric intake.
Right.
They recommend like 500 calories a day. And then if you're exercising on top of that, you have to account for that as well in order to keep your production up. And then drinking water. I always tell my breastfeeding moms, drink more water than you would. I mean, I found, even for myself, there are days when I know where I haven't eaten enough, just from my energy levels.
Right. Well, I think that's a good look at the topic from a general perspective. I'm really eager to talk about some more specifics. So let's take a quick break, and we'll talk about some specific exercises that are some good ideas for new moms, and learn a little more about Baby Boot Camp San Diego. Welcome back, everybody, to Parent Savers. Today we're talking about fitness for moms and helping moms get their baby body back with Jenny Nichols. So let's dig into some specific exercises that are great for moms. What are some good exercises for moms, and maybe some that can be done with the baby too?
Very broad question.
It's a super broad question. I can focus it a little bit more.
Well, especially, I guess it depends on what your fitness level was
Okay.
pre-baby. I mean, you really have to take that into account.
So is that one of the first things mom should look at then?
That's huge. Right. Yeah, because if you weren't doing anything during your pregnancy,
yeah,
start with walking. Keep it very basic.
Right.
Walking, yoga. You can do some ab work. You can do some light weights with dumbbells or something. But if you were really active through your pregnancy, you can pick up where you left off. I mean, that's if you were running throughout your pregnancy, right, you can start running again. Listen to your body. You know, again, the thing I would avoid is plyometrics, like really big jumping jacks, things like that. You have to be careful of initially, right, until you feel comfortable. But some really good exercises to do are, cardio, whether it be the walking, elliptical, running. You need that cardio, even bike. And then ab work, plank. I mean, you hold the plank for as long as you can, as often as you can. That really stabilizes the core and strengthens your back and gets...
And that can be done kind of anywhere, right?
Yep. And I do it, and then you can add some push-ups in too. I'll lay my son under my face, and I'll hold plank, and then I'll do some push-ups and kiss him, every time I go down, and he thinks it's hilarious. And so you can do squats holding them. You can do lunges holding them. I mean, there are times in class where if a baby's fussy, the mom will just take them out of the stroller and hold them while we do certain exercises. So there's a lot of things you can do with the baby. Yeah. Either holding them or having them lying next to you and you're just interacting with them. It
sounds like there's really, not being able to get to a gym or sign up for a class or afford it isn't really an excuse to not be exercising.
Right.
There's opportunities everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the gym I belong to doesn't take babies until 6 months. So I haven't had my gym as an option if I'm taking the kids, but I'm still exercising 5-6 times a week.
Are those some of the things that you kind of, talk about in your class? Mm-hmm. Like these creative ideas?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how.
Definitely. Yeah.
I have a question. For women who have had a cesarean, are there specific exercises that you recommend? We have different problem areas after having a cesarean and different areas that we have to be more sensitive around, but, skin gathers in different places. It's kind of a whole other beast in itself. Do you have any recommendations for women who have had C-sections?
It's, in looking at my clients, I kind of do the same stuff with all of them regardless. I mean, definitely, again, plank, side plank, things that engage your lower abs, bicycle crunches, any where you lift, elevate, and lower your legs with your torso laying flat on the ground. Anything that really engages the lower abs is good, unless you have a separation of your abdominal muscles, and then you have to be really careful of that. But C-section versus not, I don't vary what they do. I mean, I have all my moms do the same things.
Erica, what were some exercises that you did after each baby, and how did they change after you had more and more kids?
Well, I got involved with a program kind of like Baby Boot Camp. It's stroller stride. So when my second child was like 10 weeks old, I'd take him and my daughter with me and work out. And then I did it through the third pregnancy. And then my fourth pregnancy, I was in the car a week coming here from New York. So I didn't get to exercise a whole lot. But I'm back at it now, and I work out 5 days a week. I run twice. I just completed a triathlon. So
awesome.
Nice.
And I'm working towards another one.
Yeah, wow.
So
that's awesome. What do the kids do during that time?
She pulls in a stroller.
Are they coloring in a backpack?
Yeah. I put my 3 boys in. I can fit them in my double stroller and at least run a mile with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about stroller stuff. And is that one of the focuses of Baby Boot Camp San Diego too?
Yep.
Is stroller? What are some of the exercises that you can do with strollers?
Everything. I mean, we'll start off, we'll run to a certain point, we park them,
Okay.
and then we'll do our cardio drills and our resistance training while they're parked.
We just leave the baby in the stroller?
Yep. And they all get in, they're all in the swing of things. They've got their
Yeah.
snacks, they've got their toys, they all kind of know what it's all about. And then we'll do walking lunges with the strollers, or, sometimes we'll weave around the strollers. But my class, it's more about the moms.
It's not like a Kiwanis parade where everyone's like driving the little moolah cars like in figure 8 patterns. It's
Right.
more
No.
about like running or having.
Yeah, exactly. We run. And my class might be different than other classes. In my class, we focus on the moms.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that time. I mean, so it's yes, you bring your kids, and yes, they're in a stroller, and we interact with them if they need it, but
it's more because the kids have to be somewhere.
right.
But it's all about the moms.
And because we all need it. And
That's what's
I want,
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I want them to have their time to work out. And if their kid's fussy, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll push their stroller, or I'll interact with their kids so that they can still get their workout.
I mean, I know I find that from my perspective too, that the kids are a huge excuse as to why to not exercise.
It's an excuse, but it's also legitimate.
that's
Because I know after I had my first son, I was all about getting back in shape, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was completely naked, looked at myself in the mirror and went, what the hell just happened to my body? I don't even recognize this anymore. And I was just like, well, how do I fix this? I ended up getting some personal training lessons and whatever, and went to the gym, and I was dedicated. I worked off all the baby weight and then some. And then I got pregnant again. Didn't gain as much baby weight, but for some reason, my body didn't bounce back even more. And, afterward, I thought, well, I could go through, everything I went through that first time to try to get my body back, but I knew we were going to have more kids. And I knew, I almost felt like, not that it wasn't worth it, but that, would have been a lot of extra energy. I already had a little kid to take care of. And I'm kind of in the same boat with, this pregnancy. It's difficult. Like, and we know we should be exercising. We know that this is good for our body and it's good for our baby. But yes, and it's an excuse, but it's a legitimate excuse. Because I wouldn't say I enjoy exercising. I enjoy how I feel afterwards. And I enjoy looking good, right? But, it's such a difficult thing. I mean, I think you almost have to do a program where you can bring your kids, or if they have daycare, if you feel comfortable with that. Because otherwise, I have an elliptical in my house that is gathering dust, because if I'm on it, then my kids want to play on it too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like this. Even if you have the stuff at home, it's like I'm trying to use, a medicine ball to, build up my arm strength, and my kids want to play with it too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
People are
tough.
People are like, don't you do yoga at home with your kids? It's like, oh, no.
do you have
Because
kids?
I'm like
All over
me
you. Yeah.
carrying something on my back while I'm
Right.
trying to go upside down. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
not at all the same.
You definitely, I think you have to, as moms, we have to make it a priority for ourselves, though. I mean, every Tuesday and Thursday, I have my boys after 3:30 in the afternoon, and they know that they get in the stroller and we go for a run. And now my 2.5-year-old will pack his toys underneath the double stroller and be ready to go, and he'll climb in, and during the run he'll say, I want Elmo, I want this, I need a snack, I need water, and maybe it's just me, but I say to him, Connor, mommy's running, like, this is my time, I'm running. We'll get to the playground after the run, and then you can play, but right now it's mommy's time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I talk to him throughout the run. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
ignoring him, but
Yeah.
Right.
You have to be a little selfish
Yeah.
so that you don't lose yourself to everything kid.
Well, the one thing that was recommended to me is that you pencil it in, like, in your schedule. It's like an appointment. Like, if I have a business meeting, I'm not just going to fluff it off because it's difficult or whatever. Like, I have an appointment, and you almost have to treat it as such, because you're right. We need that. And in my head, it's a priority, but it just never manifests itself to happening.
Yeah,
Because something comes up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then suddenly you're selfish if you're not taking care of your kids, and your kids are crying, and you're just like, I got to get 10 more minutes in on the elliptical. It's just like it's a zoo, really.
Yeah, I think kids can adjust to a lot of different routines, but they love routines.
Oh, yeah.
And if something becomes a ritual and happens, a handful of times, then they're used to it and ready for it and prepared for it and looking forward to it.
Exactly.
So that's about, it's really about making it a priority. Is that what you do, Erica?
Yeah, we try to make it a routine so that they have something to look forward to. Even though my 2-year-old's at the point where he just screams in his stroller, but I bribe him.
Right.
I'm proud.
Yeah. That's one of the things that happened, especially with our first, is he wouldn't stay in a stroller. So we would try to go exercise, and we'd try, on the weekend, try to go around one of the lakes here. Mm-hmm. And, you get out 2 miles, and then, he's just bawling and wants to get out. And then you're 2 miles out.
Right.
And, what do you do?
Yeah.
So what tips do you have for, new moms looking to exercise? I know we've covered a lot, but what are the most important things that you tell new moms about wanting to exercise and the exercises to do and what they should focus on and what's important?
Start small. Definitely if it's your first, your life has changed, you need to figure it out. And so walks or something is good. Anything you can do so much home-based, so you don't have to feel the pressure of getting into a gym or doing something with the new baby. I know when I had my first, I didn't know. I tried not to go out too much because I had to get in the swing of things. So you can do push-ups. You can do, tricep dips on the edge of a chair. You can do lunges in your house. There's so many things you can do.
You just have to think differently.
Yeah, right? And again, start small. And then if you're on your second, third kid, then it definitely becomes more challenging because you're contending with conflicting nap schedules and whatever. But, again, just make it a priority, and home-based stuff is good, or coming to baby boot camp. Finding something where you can bring the kids with you is great. If there's a yoga studio that has a daycare with it or something, there's definitely options out there. I
think every mom struggles with it and how to do it and how to get it back. So thanks for sharing your thoughts. Thanks so much for joining us on the phone, Erica. For more information about exercising after you have a baby, or information about any of our panelists or Baby Boot Camp San Diego, you can visit the episode page on our website. We're actually going to continue the conversation for members of our Parent Saver Club. After the show, Jenny's going to tell us a little bit more about special gear that new moms can use to exercise to help them out. For more information about that, the Parent Savers Club, or anything else Parent Savers or New Mommy Media related, visit parentsavers.com or newmommymedia.com. Before we wrap things up, here's psychologist Jennifer Shear with some tips on surviving the emotional side of parenting.
Hi, Parent Savers. I am Dr. Jennifer Shear, a clinical psychologist with a practice in San Diego. One of my specialties is working with women during pregnancy and throughout the transition to motherhood. Today's segment is on ways to manage the panic we often feel with the sleep deprivation that comes along with baby. There are certain things we all know we should do in order to get the sleep we need. However, actually doing them is a whole other story. We know we should nap when baby naps, let go of the housework, and allow others to help us. However, in order to do these things, we must let go of how we are used to functioning, do battle with the perfectionist inside us, and allow ourselves to be partially dependent on others. Some ways to exercise this necessary shift is to remind yourself that this is an extremely intense, yet very temporary time of your life. To really commit to the job responsibilities of becoming a new mom in relation to sleep. Job is all about baby and self-care, and the rest is interference. Do your best to stay focused on the true priority and guard it like a mama bear. Accept that you will be functioning with a certain level of stress that comes from fatigue, and that's okay. You are still capable of being just good enough without feeling fully prepared or on top of your game. Try accepting this level of discomfort instead of fighting it, like relaxing muscles instead of tensing them when you feel stressed. If it is difficult to allow yourself to feel somewhat dependent on others, recognize that you are doing this in service of being more fully available for your baby. It might be helpful to remind yourself that even if you feel resistant or uncomfortable in these new behaviors, it is all to benefit baby and your own feelings of maternal competence. I hope these ways of thinking about the anxiety with mom fatigue aids you all in having more restful sleep whenever the opportunity is there for you to take. Thanks for listening to Parent Savers.
All right, that about wraps up the show for today. We appreciate you guys listening so much to Parent Savers. Don't forget to check out our sister show, Preggy Pals, for expecting parents, and our show, The Boob Group, for moms who breastfeed their babies. They're at over 2,000 likes on Facebook now, and we would love to catch up to them. So check out our Facebook page, join in the conversation there. Like it, tell your friends about it if we post something interesting. I like to post some kind of funny videos or parenting things that happen, and we also have links to shows that are happening as well. We'll be back next week talking about another topic that's of special interest to parents of newborns, infants, or young toddlers. This is Parent Savers, empowering new parents.
This has been a New Mommy Media production. The information and material contained in this episode are presented for educational purposes only. Statements and opinions expressed in this episode are not necessarily those of New Mommy Media and should not be considered facts. While such information and materials are believed to be accurate, it is not intended to replace or substitute for professional medical advice or care, and should not be used for diagnosing or treating healthcare problem or disease or prescribing any medication. If you have questions or concerns regarding your physical or mental health or the health of your baby, please seek assistance from a qualified healthcare provider.
Hey mamas, don't forget to check out Mighty Moms. It's our online community built for new moms just like you. Not only can you connect with other moms, but you can also join us backstage for special mom-only online events. And you'll also be notified when we're recording so you can join us as a special guest. Visit our website, newmommymedia.com, and click on the Mighty Moms banner. It's free. That's newmommymedia.com. See you there.